Matthew Kelly, Daniel Cromie, Michael Richard Mishkin, Allison Gail Margolis, Min Gorman, Catherine Fisher, Bettina Ricks, Neil Mayer, Spencer Murphy, Alexia Kunowicz, John Wright, Harlan Levy, Nicholas Anton Ondrejczyk, Benjamin Eli Marks, Isaac Cosby Hunt III, Jennifer Lynn Barish, Andrea Camille Siggs.
For the History and Sociology of Science, Professor Henrika Kuklik.
Gina Marie Herrera, William Anthony Knapp, David B. Latzer, Hallie Beth Levin, Anna Marie Buckingham, Douglas Hodis, Stephen Strautmeyer Jr., Linda Block, Michael Unglo.
I want my dick. And we float up the line, too.
San Rocco.
Hey.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
For the History of Art Department, Professor Christine Poggi.
Rena Margaret Hoisington, Nina Cilio, Eliza Carol Feuerstein, Melissa Dixon Macomber, Catherine Hedden Wilson, Rebecca Scott, Nancy Kim, Mary Rose Brailov, Douglas Paley, Sundeep Bond.
For the majors in individual studies, Professors Roger Walmsley and John W. Roberts.
Daniel Israel, Dara Morrow, Brandis Taylor, Tomalola Ogunba, Leila Alana Finukani, Yolanda Tony, Seth David Osher, Jonathan Lewis Siegel, David Rose, Elizabeth Baker Diener,
For International Relations, Professor Walter McDougall.
Kenji Funahashi, Scott Tadlock, Jennifer Lee Stewart, Julie Wang, Ishmael Limkaking III, Nancy Ellen Boudreau, Kevin DeBlazy, Bridget Ann Grimes, Sonia Biswas, Jennifer Susan Milano, Melanie Elise Hirschfelder, Alan Michael Rubenstein, Aaron Dolgoff, Alicia Polisinski, Roberto Solomon Brandwain Bacal, Monica Goldstein, Rachel Ilana Greenberg, Alejandra Torres, Karen Kegg, Brian Michael Joseph, Susan Elena Baranovsky, Amy Kristen Doherty, John Smith, Andrew David Lazaro, Rajiv Garside, Lori Lynn Bean, Deborah Lynn Jaffe, Christine Marie Glass, Frederick Bittenbender, Susan Ann Wise, Ashley Carol Tuttle, Jamie Seth Davidson, Daniel Mark Bookvar, Nicole Weaver, Keith Thomas Munera, Brian David Stone, David Lewis Finger. Michael Anthony Dalbello, Leonid Katolik, Meredith Lynn Gavin, Marianne Alves, Holly Dawn Jarmel, Arij Faruqi, J.C. Kelly, Daniel Nessel, Jeremy Marcus, Theodore Richard Francis Mahaffey III, Christy Nicole Gamble, Eric Pallas, Jason Gorovic, Julie Allison Green, Richard Brian Gorlick, Michael David Camras, Eric Paulino, Malika Smith, Leanne Janine Jackson, Lisa Brereton, Denise Fleming, Joshua Himes, Deborah Lena, Christian Fletcher, Wendy Spander, Derek Braslow, June Kim, Maria Quim, Elizabeth Bayou, Karen Saw, Allison Raymond Rouse, Christopher Crayley, Brian Stern, Darren Scott Parslow, Brian Schaefer, Julie Yang, Amanda Maureen Dixon, Allison Laney, Janelle McLaughlin, Kathleen Sullivan, Seisha Daisy Couch, Mimi Tongaswan Nguyen, Ni Olakwe Marti, Bo Mark Ramsey Ansis, Jennifer Alexander, Sean Thomas Connor, Paul Winslow, Pamela Monique Byrne, David Grinberg, Eugene Che, Kelly Stephen Shaw, Eric Kim, George Huang, Anthony Deep, Iris Trieb, Michael Joseph Smolarski, Alfredo Sergio, Bruce Charles Matthews, Robert Bolognese, Malaki Nugent, David Noble, Suzanne Chun, Sally Munamitsu, Yunmi Chang, Vula Tsutsaplitas, Michael Herrick, Jonathan Yang, Ruland C., Viviana Markert, Joanna Dubek, Noam Welfer, Damon Suhu, Rajiv Narang, Seth Woods, Albert John Rosano, Peter Hobart, Christopher Chung-hyuk Lee, Aaron Schwartz, Stephen Rice, Brandon Jackson, Stephanie Lynn Teicher, Sharon Tova Tobak, Rachel Ann Shapiro, David Philip Handler, Jarrett C. Brown, Jennifer Ann Cragen, Iskandar Hassan, Mehu Trivedi, Viajanti Thamarantana.
For Italian Studies, Professor Lance Donaldson Evans.
Elizabeth Louise Bernhardt, Ariana Sophia Minacosi, and Gregory Jacobs.
For the Department of Linguistics, Professor George Cardona.
John Eric Fasler, Miriam Berlin.
For the Department of Mathematics, Professor Dennis Jaturk.
Dennis Hirschfeld, Alexander Burstein, Scott Joseph Kovarik, Kathleen Arley, Douglas Banks, William Cooper, Michael Siff, Michael Steiner, Seema Desai, Jeffrey M. Anapolsky, John J. Kraska III, Bennett Kleinberg, Maria Eugenia Mendez, Mi-Jean Kim, Peter Zerjevic, Rachel Weinstock, Jonathan Seth Held, Michael Holtzberg, Christine Irene Bass, Eric Milstein, Vladimir Alexander Bernstein, Nalantha Manuka de Silva, David Goldstein, Yaakov Mandelbaum, Ricardo Garcia de los Santos.
For the Department of Music, Professor Eugene Narmore.
Sarmad Aflatuni, Nancy Choi, David Davidson.
For the Department of Philosophy, Professors Gary Hatfield and Zoltan Domotor.
David Zlachu, David Danzig, Joseph Farber, Joshua Holmes, Deanna Huffman, Mitchell Clearfield, Cynthia Gooch, Carrie Evangelist, Eva Valek, Tamara Feldman, Daphne Shapiro, Mark Nowaki, Mireya Khan, Avram Hiller, Andrew Scott Krimmel, Jennifer Putnam Salkeld, Chad Boonswang, Rajpal Malik, Nancy Beth Barr, John Nicholas Emch, Caleb Alexander, Wendy Mayopak Levatis.
Hi, Mom! For the Department of Physics, Professor Faye Eisenberg Selov.
Jasmine Schwartz, Lucia Munoz Franco, Kimberly Ann Coble, Jennifer Lynn Rook, Samuel Rodman Hall, Brett Duville, Suzanne Hong, Karim Yaman, Renan Barkana, Adil Ali Khan, Richard Martino.
For the Department of Political Science, Professor Avery Goldstein.
Jennifer Tara Baral, Christopher Kawa, Joseph Hoffman, William J. Cobb III, Michael Alfano, John Richards, Angela Lee, Peter Belk, Derek James Johnson, Carolyn Friedman, Samuel Wetherill, Charles Christopher Van Beek, Jillian Lee Bayless, Matthew Stephen O'Connell, Rafaeli Sinise, Gregory Mayrow, Tara Andringa, Stephen Mayer, Nathaniel Cade Jr., Todd Ellenwood, David Borkin Cade, Michelle Premack, Michael William Simon, Yu Lee Kim, Joel Baranowski, Susan Periano, Ryan Bradley Blair, Neil Curry, Lawrence A. Shern, Scott Miller Jr., Vinnie Barara,
Thanks, Mom and
James
Dad.
Garver, Brian O'Neill, Ryan Seiger, Harv Nichols, Irene Chong, Allison Haber, John Sutton, Heather Holloway, Deborah Ann Frank, Audrey Michelle Miller, Gregory Klein, Lisa Hoskins, Joseph Colton, Carrie Lynn Gladstone, Emily Sinkler, Sharon Penrose Schieffer, Allison Gale Bieber, Michael Rosenband, Andrew Wise.
For the Department of Psychology, Professor Robert Rescorla.
Marnie Schonbog, Rebecca Gilbert, M.B. Long, Jason Scott Gore, Keith Ian Henningsen, Pamela X. Dobry, Bradley Armistead, Michelle Elise Renbaum, Ruth McElhenney, Audrey Smolkin, Andrea Ryback, John DePeppo, John William Scherf, Lisa Porter, Tony Egnall, Amanda Myers, Richard Klein, Scott Lawrence Schwartz, Keith Edward Kapapis Waxelman, Jessica Bess Lind, Joshua Mark Levine, Philip M. Forlano, Christine Vernick Santos, Mark Feldstein, Stacy Lynn Rubel, Debbie Robin Stoll, Stacy Condon, Erin Cooper, Melissa Amy Rogal, Stacy Kara Graff, Susan Schlensky, Patricia Marlise Patzman, Annalisa Euler, Beth Jennifer Silverman, Angela Ferrari, Amy Pezzillo,
It's not quite over yet. Because there was a bit of a mix-up earlier, we would like to read aloud the names of the students you might not have caught earlier, the students who majored first in American civilization.
Mark Edward DeVere White, Rachel Brenna Givner, Jessica Zerkel, Andrew Stephen Lipitsky, Marnie Elaine Goldman, Alexandria Jade Lee, Robin Ann Kochi Ramos, Julianne Berliner, Lawrence Wagner, Hayes Lewis, David Goldsmith, Mark Schuckman, Marcus Higgins, Neil Doherty, Jennifer Page Handler, James Lawrence Tebow, Regan Esther Allen, and James F. Graham III.
And one more department that you might not have caught, the majors in anthropology.
Naranjan Karnik, Susan Chu, Matthew Reeves, Lisa Miyako Noguchi, Franz Boaz, Allison Davis, Mara Turbiner, Hillary Marion,